So where did they all go?
I don't know.
All our babysitters are gone.
Have you ever noticed that there's like a mass migration of anyone who's ever cared for your children at the exact moment you might need them for anything longer than half an hour?
We understand it's probably because we pissed them off, but otherwise,
Not our children. They like our kids.
They love our kids.
It's us they hate. To be
suddenly
honest.
we're starting to get all these invitations of going places, and it's just like great. And
We
it's
love to, but no one wants to.
not with kids. It's not a kid thing. It's like an adult barbecue or something, and suddenly.
What do you do then?
So we send one of us, and then Erin will go, and then she'll come back and feel guilty because she went last time as well, and then.
I didn't realize this was going to turn into a passive aggressive complaint.
It's not.
Fine, you can go to the next one. It's at my mother's.
Let's go to the video.
Hi everybody, it's Todd here in Todd's Test Kitchen. I found a hack for camping. And first of all, Erin and I did some desert camping, and I don't know, 100 degrees, I don't feel like cooking. Now, I've cooked before. I do the cooking here. When I was wooing Erin, I used to drag her off into the woods, which scared the buggers out of her. I'd always bring her back. And I would make her leg of roasted lamb with rosemary and garlic with a fire. And so I can do that. But sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. What's a shortcut besides hot dogs? And I found it. I never knew this existed. I don't know if you've had. Well, let's take a look. Here it is. It's made by Pace. It's called Taco Complete. And it says it makes 7 tacos. Pace Taco Complete contains jalapenos, taco meat filling with corn, jalapenos, peppers, and black beans. Now there's a couple things, first of all, you need to see, and that word is complete. But the 3 best words are heat, stuff, and eat. Stuff and eat. Stuff your face and eat. That's redundancy, but it's still heat, stuff, and eat. Well, let's do number 1. Let's heat. Get me a bowl. Intrigued, aren't you? I am too. Haven't tried it yet. You want to try it? Let's do it. All you need is a can opener, and you don't even have to refrigerate it. That's the cool thing. It can be sitting in the trunk of your car, and then you just pull out and go, I think I'll have a taco, okay? Because I'll tell you what, even if you're just coming home from work, the definition of eternity is the moment your foot touches the floor inside the house and your kids want food in their face. That's the eternity part. So basically, all I'm going to do is I'm going to open this can, I'm going to put it in a bowl, and put it in the microwave for 3 minutes. I got to tell you, I'm not disappointed at all. Look at this. I mean, that looks kind of tasty. So now what, about 3 minutes do you think in the microwave? All right, let's go. Say you're out camping with a bunch of friends, and some have gone off hiking, and other bird watching, and others went fishing, and you're alone at the camp. In front of them is this: lettuce, sour cream, cheese, taco shells, prepared taco filling, meat, everything they need. If you are not picked up and raised above their heads and chanted at, I would be very surprised. But of course, it really comes down to, how do they taste? Let's see, if I only knew someone who liked food.
Yes.
She's here.
I said food.
All right, so I told you about this thing, right?
Yes.
You know about this. You know about
the taco in a can.
the taco in a can, everything complete, ready to go. So I've been telling
Really,
everybody.
it had the shredded lettuce and the sour cream and all the different sauces
No,
and the
I
cheese.
added that.
Oh,
I also didn't put hot sauce on yours.
Thank you.
So, but as I said, how convenient it is if you're camping and stuff like that in the desert and stuff or whatever. And so I think the only thing we need to do now is to taste.
All right.
That's why you're here.
That's my favorite.
I gave you the one without the hot sauce.
Thank you for that.
Don't bother leaning over anything. It's not going to stop it. Damn, that's good. Seriously.
That's not bad.
If you were at camp
That's not bad.
and then people showed up at the end of hiking and all that stuff, and you had this sitting there,
And you have the taco option.
like I told you about the campfire with the turning. Mm-hmm. They would sing songs about you around campfires for decades,
You would be a legend.
right? Right.
The taco man of the mountains.
A brand new thing. You probably knew about this. The Pace taco in a can.
I would like to point out one thing, though.
Taco complete.
It's not really complete, though, because you still need the sour cream and the shredded cheese and the shredded lettuce.
It'd be a little tough to fit it in a little can. That's all I'm saying.
I just feel like it's false advertising. that's
No,
all.
it's the wet ingredients that are in the can.
It's pretty good.
You don't get to go camping anymore. Thank you very much for watching the Todd's Test Kitchen, and we'll see you later. You are so banned from the kitchen, like you know where it is. We'll see you.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
I've been waiting for this
Go ahead.
all day.
Go ahead.
Traditionally, here on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream, we try to inspire or do enlightening stories that will uplift all of us. But every now and then you get one that is so outrageous.
Here we go.
You have to do it. All right? Mm-hmm. Husband and a wife have been criticized after a GoFundMe page that they put up.
Really?
There's been a certain amount of irritation. They are considered Instagram influencers. They have 1,400 followers.
How old are they?
They're in their mid-20s. Now, this would be Caitlin Onk, which I believe he named himself, and his beautiful wife, Elena Engelhardt. Now, they live in his mom's house. She works 2 jobs to support them.
That's all.
Wait,
whoa, stop. Repeat.
They live in his mom's house.
Who?
She works 2 jobs to support them, the young married couple. He has a lot of tattoos. He takes many, many pictures of himself, as you can see in his tattoos. And he talks about inspiring body image and mental health.
Tattoos aren't cheap, by the way.
No, they're unbelievably expensive.
They're more than rent.
Well, what he and Elena decided is the best way that they could inspire is to do a bicycle trip from Germany to Africa.
Oh.
Now, to do that, they're going to need about $20,000.
That's a lot of mom money.
Now, this is when they had a discussion on GoFundMe and defended themselves. They said, look, getting a job is not an option because there's so few trades that we're qualified for. Some people just say, well, you just have to work. But they don't understand is when you have an impact on other people's lives like we do, some things just aren't suitable anymore. We could model, but we don't want to support anything materialistic.
But
So we go on.
Okay.
One person's He says, we don't want to advertise consumerism. A normal job at this point would be detrimental.
Okay.
Another person said, well, your mom's working 2 jobs. Don't you think that's impacting her mental health?
Yes, it is.
He says she enjoys this. She lives vicariously through us. So they're at the point now where they're demanding the $18,000. There's many attractive pictures of them on their Instagram.
How much?
They want $18,000 for a bicycle trip.
Well, who doesn't?
And a bicycle from Germany to Africa.
I suck at bicycling, and I would take your $18,000.
And this is one of my favorite things is even the people who are fans go, I like you both a lot. I've been following your posts for a while now, but I just don't really get how this helps people with mental health issues like myself. And then this is where he replied by going, it's just living through our lives that should make you happy.
Kardashian. Interesting.
I'm sorry, it's just the whole, there's nothing in there that is not awful to me.
The phrase is, work is not an option.
It's just not an option at this point for us.
That's nuts.
Okay, now that we've clarified and discussed it, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
And if you have any decency, you'll go contribute, I'm sure. Let's move on.
Less arguments going on in the valley this evening.
Really?
And for the rest of the summer.
Tell me.
Because a lot of times people will say, hey, let's go take the kids someplace. And, Dad can be, because sometimes dads can be just like, I just want to sit down. And now you're saying...
Can't we go to a place that's
a
little spot for me with a cool beverage?
Can't we do that? And then they say, well, let's go to Lagoon. And Dad goes, oh... And not in a good way like he does sometimes, but in that way. And then you say, but Lagoon, Dad, the Beergarden is a-flowing.
The Belgian-style Beergarden. Yes, my
Lagoon,
friends, at Lagoon.
Shut up.
Right? This will be like anything else in the park and will be a great place for guests to enjoy homemade recipes and traditional Bavarian items, as well as classic American favorites and local craft beers.
20 local craft beers
I do
on
like the
tap.
fact they're supporting the local beer makers. That's really cool. The local brewers, that's cool.
Kids, you're going to Lagoon.
Just out of curiosity, do they have any wine?
No, it's just a beer garden.
I don't want to go then. You just stripped me of all my excitement.
All right, Crime Corner.
Crime Corner, these are really quick, but it's important.
right.
Salt Lake City police say that they've seen a massive upswing in bike theft this year.
Because bikes are out there.
Bikes are out. You've been, going around. Everyone's having a
Right.
nice time. And they said there's just one simple thing you can do. The officer is, by the way, is so adorable, calls it Operation No Bike Left Behind.
Right.
And he said, look, bikes are so much more expensive now. He says, on average, we're seeing adult bikes going for $500. He
That's
says,
worth
now,
stealing.
They show up in our impound once we've caught somebody, usually, he says, in the process of some other crime. But he says,
Right.
we have a warehouse full of unclaimed stolen bikes. He
But
said,
how do you tell if it's yours?
he said, if you did one simple thing, we could contact you, which is just register your bike with your serial number when you buy it. Or if you've already bought it, you can go online to slcpd.com/bike registration.
Okay.
He said, just send us the numbers,
Right.
your name and phone number. He
Right.
said, we can call you if your bike shows up. He said it probably eventually will.
It's on the bottom, usually, of the pedal hub. And if you turn
I
your
even
bike
registered Zoe's bike, for heaven's sake.
over and take your license and take a picture, now you have your ID and the number, the ID
They
of
don't
the
even
number of the
mention
bike.
that, and that's so much smarter.
That's because I've had bikes stolen before.
I'm very proud of you.
Yes.
That was very clever.
And the more expensive your bike is, the more likely it is.
To be stolen.
Yeah. So sitting on the bike rack of, and by the way, every lock you have can be busted in under 30 seconds.
Really? Even the big, hard, awful ones?
Just
All right, quick scam alert, and this is awful. I hate the scams, especially when they happen to people who are already like hugely financially compromised.
Okay.
And so they might be more willing to kind of go out on a limb, like, okay, that looks like it might work, which unfortunately is what happened with Sherry and Tyson Peterson.
what'd they do?
They have 7 kids, some adopted, some biological, and dad lost his job. So he was looking for a new job. He was going through all the different online job sites, and he found one that was a secret shopper job. And he went, "Oh, okay. I could at least this could be like kind of a bridge thing until I get something."
I already
bigger."
smell something.
So he applied
yeah.
they applied for the job, and the company emailed him back with this first assignment: deposit a $2,950 check, then wait for it to clear before purchasing Google Play gift cards. So basically, he got the check from them. He deposited it. It didn't bounce, and he waited, and he's like, okay. So he started, and he bought the first $500 worth, and then mailed them off. He said, that's great. And the next instruction was, all right, pick up $3,000 worth. We're sending you another check. So he deposits the $3,000 check. And he starts doing the Google Play cards again and mailing them back to the company. And then both checks bounce.
Yeah.
And he has spent all of his money, $3,500, mailing out Google Play cards to the scam.
Secret shopper network.
And it's really awful. The Department of Commerce said, this is really simple. They said, you know what, you can use PIN codes, I guess, anywhere in the world to access cash off cards. You don't have to have the physical cards. So scammers could be in Nigeria still messing around with Google Play cards. They've still got all the money.
Right.
But they said it's very simple. They said, before you do anything that looks like this, she said, I beg you to contact the Department of Commerce website, which is Department of Commerce, utah.gov, and then just check and see if it's on the list. She said, you would be surprised how many we have there. But it just breaks my heart.
Where do they go again?
Here's this lovely family, and
I
they've
know.
adopted kids,
And
they
they're
got all these
desperate,
kids,
and they're trying to get
and
through.
Some
And
scumbag is going to take advantage of
the
that.
last bit of money they have. And
Department of Commerce .utah.gov. Department of Commerce .utah.gov.
All right.
And they'll tell you.
I'm trying to think. I think it's Twix. I'm trying to remember the name of the candy.
Which one? What's the tagline?
I'm trying to picture it. Anyway, let's just say it's Twix right now.
Sure.
Twix has a system where they make the candy, and the imperfect candy gets ground back up and put back into the center.
Wait,
I think
not
it's Twix,
walnut?
and which is brilliant.
Yeah, waste not,
Brilliant.
want not. Why not?
And it's like you have a product and it didn't turn out perfect. It wasn't perfectly perfect. And you grind it up and you put it back in the center of the other one coming up. And you're like, that is such a good idea. But with Rice Krispies and cornflakes, what do? You can't grind them up and make them again. They were rice and cornflakes.
Well, I'm curious. How can you have a mouse-shaped Rice Krispie? I mean,
Too big, too small, too overcooked.
okay.
Good question.
I don't know if I've ever looked at a Rice Krispie and said, I am displeased.
You
with
will
your lack
never
of
see one.
symmetry."
No, they sort them. They put on a sorting grid and everything is done. And all of a sudden they have this heap of stuff.
I want the job where I have the tweezers to take out the imperfect Rice Krispie.
They use sorting grates.
I know, but it still cracks me
You
up.
know what they do with potato chips? Air blasters.
Explain.
Laser air blasters. They see
Laser air
a dark
blasters?
chip coming up and it aims at it and poof, blows it off the assembly line. I kid you.
This has got to be some sort of science
I
fiction
know.
horror story we can make out of this.
I know crap that no one needs to know. All
I
right,
know,
so,
but every day you
back
still
to the
shock
story.
me, which is why we have been married 22 years and I love you. Kiss me. Mwah, thank you.
Doesn't take a lot.
The laser pointer blower thing.
Yeah. So that's how they get rid of dark chips, and that's why most of them don't show up in your deal.
I did
And they
not know
also
that.
have a market for selling the burnt chips.
The bad chip market.
Because some people prefer them. Okay, stop it. Let's get back on track, shall we? All right.
Okay, sorry.
Cocoa Puffs,
Yeah, sure.
cornflakes, and Rice Krispies.
Sure.
So if they go bad, what do? They sell them to the UK. And what does the UK do with them? They could just go into the trash. They could go to a pig farm. Where do they go? Breweries. They go to people who make beer. So the cornflakes would be instead of wheat.
Oh, that's
The
true.
rice would be instead of the Cocoa Puffs would be instead of barley.
Yeah, you're doing the same key elements, of course.
And so they basically go, instead of throwing it away, they have now made beer out of cornflakes that are rejected for being too small or too large or overcooked.
Seven Brothers Brewery,
Right.
and that's hysterical. They have one called the Throwaway IPA, which is basically, they tell you it's made from all of these thrown away ingredients, and they have another one that is specifically made just from Rice Krispies. And they say that it's fantastic. I think this is the same group who made the beer that tastes like Lucky Charms.
Yes, I think it
liked
is.
that.
I think it is.
Well, look at that. See, waste not, want not. Once again, they have come up with a unique solution. And I kind of would appreciate even drinking it more if I like beer, which I don't, and will never drink it willingly,
Right.
knowing that it had been made from an imperfect product.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you feel slightly like more of like an environmentalist or something, like you're a better person?
Wouldn't you? I would.
There would be no excuse there, but I would still feel that
We got a
way.
lot of response, by the way, on the other show that we did about the app called Bacon, and it's in Salt Lake in California right now.
Yeah, the job app, yeah.
And the job app, and basically, if you go to Bacon, go to the app Bacon, and basically, it's companies that go and look for people to do hourly labor, like for an afternoon,
Short-term jobs,
or 2 days, or whatever, and the employees. Future go and put up their stuff, and they go through a background check on you, and then you're in the stable. I'm going to say it in a nice way. You're in a stable, and you're waiting, and then the job people can come through and pick you out and have you do work and see if you want to do it, like Uber. How cool is that? Anyway.
You know what's really cool about that, though, is it's the same thing with Uber and Airbnb. It's enforced civility. Because there's a lot of, I've had people who have complained about that before. They've gone through a certain temp agency where they were treated like crap, like you're just a temp, you're nothing.
Right.
But if you're rating the company, and the company is rating you, you're going to put your best foot forward because you want other people to hire you, so
Right.
you want those 5 stars. The company does not want to look like jerks
Right.
when they have like someone who worked for them saying they treated me like garbage. So they're going to be on their best behavior to treat you well. I call it enforced civility, but I think it is genius.
Quick money,
because
too.
we are all required to treat each other well, even if it's just to get a 5-star app.
It is perfect. It's a perfect thing.
Isn't it?
And
How do
if
you
you
think
just
about
need
it?
some cash, you got an afternoon, you got Thursdays off. Why not make some cash and
what
learn something
the app's
new?
called what again?
Bacon. That's all you need to know.
Bacon.
Here's another summer job that I would like.
Okay.
And this is to travel the United States for 2 weeks in August.
oh,
with
that's
Reynolds Wrap.
with foil? Are you like
Chef
a foil influencer?
No, I'm a
or-
CGO,
Okay, which is
a Chief Grilling Officer. And I get to go around and taste barbecue around the country, and I get to take someone with me. Zoe's going to be so happy.
and we get to. We get to stop. There's the face. Okay, and we'll do videos and stuff. You can do videos and you do posts.
You would
and
take
stuff.
her because she's more adorable and she gets more hits than I do, huh?
No.
Admit it.
She can't reach the ribs. And so basically, you go through all the media channels and you do all your work and stuff. And basically, everything is paid for. You're prepaid lodging and travel for you and your guests. And all you have to do is go to the Reynolds Rep website, and they will put your application in there.
Now, how much does it pay?
$10,000,
For 2 weeks of eating ribs?
which is
What is not to love about this job?
Isn't it illegal? That should be illegal, shouldn't
No,
it?
you're applying for that.
That's
You are
illegal.
so applying for
Why?
that.
It's
You
not
hear
just
me?
a man's job; it's a women's job too.
I don't care, but you're still applying
All
for
right,
it.
you guys have a great day, and
That's
thanks for watching.
amazing. That is so cool. Not dad bod.
Oh,
Before you do this, I have to share dad bod.
all right, go ahead.
Now, you know how that there's been all these issues about body shaming, and you traditionally think, oh, it's women. No, that's not true. Men's get a lot of crap if you don't have those like washboard abs, which is
No,
unrealistic
I must
and
say,
stupid.
I must say, let me say this really quick.
Yes.
In advertising and stuff, I've seen more realistic looking women
That's nice.
running around in swimsuits and such, and just being in general, running around anywhere in a commercial that are much more like normal looking than they used to be.
I love that. Well, you know, they've had some celebrities who've been big on that. Chris Pratt had to kind of tone up for the Jurassic Park and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but the rest of the time he'll sit there and he's got kind of a little bit of a gut, and he's perfectly happy with it. And he actually calls himself, if this is hysterical, I want to know the phrase again because it was
It's
unbelievably
funny because
interesting.
Erin brings this up to me, and
The pectoral Pete's. He says, look, there's no reason to go through all of that. And what they're finding, especially Planet Fitness conducted a study, is that more and more women are kind of turned off by the gigantic perfect build because it basically means he's spending all of his time in the gym instead of hanging out with you and the kids. And so the dad bod thing is a lot more acceptable. As a matter of fact, 71% of Americans believe that it should be a universally accepted body type. Dad bod.
winner, chicken dinner.
You should be so proud.
I'm just thinking, it's like America's settled. So anyway, thanks for watching the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. And I'm going to go eat a bucket of chicken right now because evidently it makes me hot.